have to continue on with our business, of course. So let's get right to it. Would someone like to move the approval of the agenda, please?
So moved.
Move. Thank you, Councillor Granter. And someone else? Seconded. Thank you. All those in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Contraminded?
Aye.
Carried. Excellent. We have some minutes from our regular meeting on January 25th. Would someone like to move the approval of the minutes, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Seconder? Seconded. Councillor Buckle. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. Okay, first item, Councillor Carey, could you walk us through the Elizabeth Street water pumping station upgrade, please?
Can I ask a quick question about the minutes?
Absolutely.
Sorry, just a quick question about the outdoor skating rinks. What's the status going to be on that right now, Mr. Mayor?
As far as I know right now, because of our COVID posture, things are on hold a little bit. I think we're hoping to continue on later on with that. And Mr. Burden, maybe you can give us some indication there. But I think right for the time being, I think we're in a very defensive posture. So, can you get it, Tommy?
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's correct. We started the rinks and we're making some headway. When last week we got all the snow, so that diverted us. And now this week we're just running with a bare minimum crew for snow clearing and water and sewer. But as soon as we are able, we will try to get back at them to get some ice on them.
All right.
Okay, thank you. That was so exciting. Like it was getting, people were really
Mr. Park, you had something there?
Yeah, I guess the only thing is at this point, if there's any groups out there that are interested in helping partner with us on those, we are still looking for groups, especially for the one on Basha Field. So if there's anybody interested, they can certainly contact the city.
Okay. And that's rinks at cornerbrook.com. Is that correct? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Rinks at cornerbrook.com is the email address. Okay. Yes, Councillor Staben.
Yeah, no question, Mr. Mayor, on 21-04. Anything to report on the water supply in Steadybrook and the town of Steadybrook?
Not that I'm aware of, but Mr. Charters, maybe you have something there?
We just received, I believe, late last week, the minute from Steadybrook's council that we required in order to make that application to the fund. So now that we have that, we'll make the application, but that's all I have for an update at this time.
Okay, we were waiting on them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, anything else there in the minutes? Questions, business arising there? Okay, if not, we'll get on to Councillor Carey, the water pumping station upgrade.
Mr. Mayor, draft is intended to address the addition of the Elizabeth Street water pumping station upgrade to the 2021-2022 municipal infrastructure program. The Department of Transportation Infrastructure has conducted an evaluation of the City of Corner Brook's, specifically Elizabeth Street water pump house, to identify upgrade requirements in support of the new long-term care facility and the acute care facility. The study has identified cost requirements to improve at approximately $614,000. The project is 100% funded by the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador. The city has been asked to undertake this project on behalf of the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved to authorize staff to submit the Elizabeth Street water pumping station upgrade project for 2021-2022 municipal infrastructure program at a cost of $614,000. I so move.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that motion?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Granter. So questions or comments on this item?
I just a quick question if I can, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Will this impact our city submissions in the Capital Works program for 2021, given that this submission came to us from Transportation and Works to ask us to do the upgrade?
I'm very glad you asked. I had the same concern when we were going through this today. Mr. Charters reached out to his cohorts in the province there and to confirm, in fact, that this should have no impact on any other funding that we would receive via municipal affairs. So that's our multi-year capital works, which hasn't been released yet, of course. We still don't have last year's allocation yet. But they did confirm in an email that this, in fact, will not affect our funding, which is very important. I agree. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. And again, this is a project required for the new hospital. But again, I think I share your concern, Councillor Carey, that this would affect our funding otherwise. But if that's the case and we have it in writing, seems good. So I will call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counter-minded? None. Carried. Thank you. Next item, we have some reallocation there, multi-year balances. Councillor Carey, if you would, please.
Mr. Mayor, it's the RFD is intended to address the relocation of balance remaining from the 2017-2020 multi-capital works program. There were a number of projects from 2017 to 2020 multi-year capital works program that were under budget. The surplus is approximately 82,000 and is available to be relocated to other projects. The Gale Street substandard waterline replacement project 17 MYCP 180024 is over budget by approximately $95,000. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the reallocation of approximately 82,000 of surplus funding from the 2017-2020 multi-year capital works program toward the Gale Cochrane Street substandard waterline replacement project. I so move.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second.
Thank you, Councillor Jason. Questions or comments on this item?
Mr. Mayor, I have a quick question. 4.2 and 4.3, although we haven't dealt with 4.3 yet, are really linked from a motion perspective. And the reason I raise it is 4.3, maybe it's probably better till I see we get the motion on the table, Mr. Mayor, before I speak to it.
The motion is on the table.
No, but 4.3, which is the other motion, because the amounts are different. That's the question, Mr. Mayor. I guess in 4.3, we're talking about the Gale Cochrane Street waterline replacement change order of 20,000.
Yeah.
We're talking about the waterline, Gale Street waterline upgrade, reallocating approximately $95,000 toward that particular project. And I guess 4.3 seems to indicate that it's only over budget by $25,000. So I guess my question is it over budget by 25 or is it over budget by 82?
And maybe Mr. Charles can answer that first.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, it is in fact over by $95,000. There have been several change orders issued on this project that have been before council. This is just the last one, the 25,000 that you're seeing next.
And that'll be the end of it? That's
we should be very close to ending it. Yes, I would never say for sure that it's 100% closed off, but we're getting very close. Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, can we have a complete breakdown of the original tender and the cost overruns for the next meeting of council? Just so that we can see what the difference is.
I can't see why not. Mr. Charters, shouldn't be a problem, right?
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I guess to a certain extent, the reallocation will be, doesn't matter. I guess we got to pay for it somehow. So
Exactly.
yeah. Okay. Any other questions on that reallocation? Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Thank you very much. Next, we have the change order, itself. So, Councillor Granter, if you could give us some background on this.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the balancing change order to cover final quantities as constructed. The primary source of the change was additional rock removal for the Gill Cochrane Street water line replacement, and it's change order number 5. Upgrades were required to improve the water distribution system on Gale Street and Cochrane Street. Due to the excessive amount of bedrock, extra rock removal quantities were required to complete the project. The recommendation, Mr. Mayor, is to approve the contract change order number 5 between the owner, City of Corner Brook, and contractor, Marine Contractors Incorporated, for the Gale Cochrane water line replacement for an increase in contract for $25,217.59, HST included. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the contract change order number 5 between the owner of the City of Corner Brook and contractor, Marine Contractors Incorporated, for the Gale Cochrane water line replacement for an increase in the contract of $25,217.59, HST included. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Someone like to second that? Tony, Councillor Buckle, okay. Questions on this item? Seems like a pretty straightforward change order.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, Mr. Mayor, the previous decision we made was moving money from one pile to actually pay for the overall cost. And this one that I just read into the books was simply a change order in the amount of getting the extra rock removed from the particular site.
that's correct. We have, with our multi-year capital monies, we have some flexibility sometimes to be able to move money from project to project, depending on how they work out. And in this case, this project needed a little more than it had been allocated for it, whereas we had some savings on other projects. So you're right. Any other questions on this one? Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay, next we have Councillor Chason. We have the consulting services for our revised IMSP. Would you walk us through that, please? Oh, you're muted.
He's muted there, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, if only it was that easy, eh?
There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook issued a request for proposal for consulting services related to the Integrated Municipal Sustainability Plan and Development Regulations 2022 project. The background on this is that 3 proposals were submitted to the city on January 29th, 2021. The proposals were reviewed by a staff committee in order to make a recommendation to council. And the recommendation that came back was the committees have received and evaluated the proposals based on the criteria set out in the RFP document and has come to a consensus that the project should be awarded to Upland Planning Design, Inc. for the cost of $99,107. As such, it is recommended that the following resolution be considered by council. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook award the consulting service contract for the IMSP DR 2022 project to Upland Planning and Design, Inc. for the estimated cost of $99,107, and the HST is included in that. I so move.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. Questions on this one? Yes, go ahead, Councillor. Councillor
Me?
Chason. Yeah.
Okay. Estimated cost. So what does that mean? Because usually we get a cost. It doesn't say estimated cost. Usually it says for the cost off.
And I don't
Why
know.
would this be estimated cost? That's what scares me.
Well, there's always a possibility for changes, but Mr. Charters, maybe there's a explanation there.
Councillor Chason, this is the max budget we have for this project is $100,000, and we will do our absolute very best to keep it under that. But I would never guarantee an exact price, so that's why the wording was used as estimated. Estimated cost.
Yeah, it is not very often that we see that, like it's usually for the cost off and then we handle the overruns after or the, change orders after. But this with the estimate there sort of got my little red flags up. I didn't know what it meant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, there were 3 others or 2 other responses to the request for proposals.
Mr. Charters?
There were 3 in total, two additional to Upland Consulting.
And I know that in this type of a process, money is not always the driving factor. Can you give a little overview on that as to how we arrived where we arrived?
Sure. We had, I believe, 5 staff members evaluate these proposals based on the criteria that was set out in the RFP. They range from team members, experience of doing similar projects, their work plan, value-added suggestions, all those types of things. So the technical proposal was submitted separately from a financial proposal. We score it's a 2-step process. We score the technical proposal first. You need a certain minimum score to move on to the next phase. And then we scored the 3. Upland was scored the highest overall. So that would be technical and price-wise. So they had the best score in the end, and the 5 of us agreed to that. So that's why we're recommending the course of action here.
And just one follow-up question, if I may, Mr. Mayor. So you're suggesting that the Upland also had the best financial overall?
In this case, yes, but it doesn't always work out that way. But yes, in this case, they were the lowest priced as well as the highest scoring technically.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
In this case here, it was 75-25, the breakdown.
Yes, that's
75% on technical abilities and 25% score. I guess because we had an idea of where the financial aspect would fall to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there another question there?
No, I had a question, but it was answered in the discussion that we just had.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Any other questions on that one? We are, as I understand, slightly overdue for revising our IMSP and our development regs. So they're last done in 2012. Is that correct? In whole, I guess. They are continually revised, of course, as we have to make small changes, but this is really a wholesale change of our development regulations and our municipal plan. So very important work for sure to get done.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, I'll take the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. Now, Councillor Chason, we have a discretionary use at 175 Georgetown Road.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. City of Corner Brook has received an application requesting permission to operate a home-based business, drafting and design from the dwelling located at 175 Georgetown Road, which is located in a residential medium-density zone. The background on this is a notice was delivered to the residents in the immediate area of 175 Georgetown Road, indicating the proposed home-based business. As a result of this notice, a telephone call with a follow-up email was received. The nature of the submission was concerning possible parking issues. Parking has been reviewed and sufficient parking is present. After reviewing the application and the results of the notice to the residents, Development and Planning Department is recommending that the approval be granted for the operation of the home-based business from the dwelling located at 175 Georgetown Road, subject to the applicant only having one client at any given time on the premises if necessary, and the condition that should problems arise due to the operation of the home-based business, including parking issues, the City of Corner Brook reserves the right to revoke any granted approval for the said home-based business in this location. The staff has recommended that it be approved and be it resolved, the motion is be it resolved that the Council of City of Corner Brook approve the application to operate a home-based business from the dwelling located at 175 Georgetown Road in accordance with Regulation 11, and that's the discretionary power of authority. I so move.
Okay, thank you. Would someone like to second that motion?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Questions here? Seems pretty straightforward, I think. Okay. If there are no questions, I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Thank you. Councillor Granter, we have another discretionary use, this time at 29 Park Drive.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let me see if there, okay. The city of Corner Brook has received an application requesting permission to operate a home-based business, photography business, from the dwelling located at 29 Park Drive, which is located in a residential medium density zone. A notice was delivered to the residents in the immediate area of 29 Park Drive, indicating the proposed home-based business. As a result of this notice, no submissions were received. Parking has been reviewed and sufficient parking is present. After review of the application and the results of the notice to the residents, the Development and Planning Department is recommending that approval be granted for the requested home-based business. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the application to operate a home-based business from the dwelling located at 29 Park Drive in accordance with Regulation 11 accordance with Regulation 11, discretionary powers of authority. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second that.
Thank you. Any questions on this one? Again, seems pretty straightforward. I'd like to note, though, that these last two, the applications came in via our online form, which is great to see that we're getting regular use on that. And of course, now that we're in the COVID protocols, it's a handy tool to have there. So good to see that. Now, if there are no other questions on that file, I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay, next, Councillor Staben. This is another really important and good news story. Our collective agreement with 768. Councillor Staben, if you'd take us through this, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The issue at hand is the recently negotiated agreement between the City of Corner Brook and the Canadian Union of Public Employees, Local 768, CUPE 768, which is required to be approved by the Corner Brook City Council. Some background on that, Mr. Mayor. The city's previously collective agreement with CUPE 768 expired on December 31st, 2020. On November the 16th of 2020, the parties began negotiations on a collective agreement. Over a course of 5 days at the bargaining table, the city and CUPE 768 reached a tentative agreement on February the 4th of 2021, or this year. CUPE 768 membership voted on the tentative agreement on February the 10th with an 84% vote to accept. So this agreement was reached with the city only using internal resources at the bargaining table, Mr. Mayor. Attached is a list of all the articles that have been amended in the tentative agreement, and they're in our package. The substantive changes that are included in the tentative agreement are the following. A 4-year agreement from January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2024. An 8% increase over 4 years to 2%. Adjustments to sick leave use provisions. Clarification on the use of summer and work term students. Agreement to review potential flexible work schedule options. And there are also a number of wording clarifications and improvements in the agreement. Staff are confident that the increased costs as a result of this agreement are within the financial parameters that were set by council. So therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved that the council of the City of Corner Brook approve the ratification of the labour agreement with the Canadian Union of Public Employees for the period ending December 31st, 2024. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on this?
Well, just a comment, Mr. Mayor, and that which budget financial implications for 2021 or 2021 are $47,000. So I guess if you multiply that by 4 and add a little bit on extra to the compounding factor, you can figure out what that labor component will be for the city.
Okay. Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, it's great to see the staff to be able to put this together and get it signed by our unions and everything. So kudos to all the staff members.
Yeah, I think that's again another recent labor agreement that we've been able to deal with our own resources, and again our staff, especially we're reminded of that in situations like we're currently in, are very important to us, and it's great to see these agreements come into play.
Right. I think, Mr. Mayor, this has been a pathway now for this council and our manager and staff that we can do this now moving forward by ourselves without any extra legal costs.
That's good. Okay. Any other questions before we vote? Okay, let's vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. And accordingly, we have the Councillor stated the wage increases associated for non-union employees.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And that's the issue. The issue at hand is wage increases for non-union employees of the City of Cornbrook that need to be approved for the period of January 1st, 2021 to the same of December 31st, 2024. The City of Cornbrook reached a tentative labour agreement with the Canadian Union of Public Employees for the period of just stated, for the 4-year period. Where applicable, non-union employees of the city typically follow the terms and conditions of the QP 768 collective agreement unless otherwise specified. Non-union employees have traditionally received the same annual wage increases as negotiated with QP 768. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Cornbrook approve the annual wage increases for non-union employees of 2% each year for 2021 to 2024. So moved.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on this item?
I have a couple of questions, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead, Councillor.
We did get costing, I guess, on the employees agreement that we approved a few moments ago. I don't know the total costing on this one over the life cycle of the 4 years.
Okay.
First question I have.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor. Oh, sorry.
No, I guess, Mr. Mayor, to answer that question, it'll be roughly about $300,000 for the 4-year period.
Okay.
That's roughly.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, as a follow-up to that, because it does say on the second sheet, $70,000 impact in 2021 if all of the positions were filled. That's the non-union positions. How many non-union positions do we currently have at the city that are not currently filled? Anyone know the answer?
If you can answer that.
Yeah, I don't have the exact number in front of me. I know I did look at it last week. I believe it's 3 or 4 positions, but I don't have that exact number. But it is in that range.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Councillor Carey, did you have another question?
I do, Mr. Mayor, please. And I guess the other question is, I know that from the collective agreement side of things, that we did have a lengthy discussion as a council around what the impacts would be budgetary-wise and on a moving forward basis. I guess I'm looking at as well all of the total cost of the various agreements for both unionized and non-unionized staff, and looking at that we're down $1 million worth of revenue this year. Has the finance committee reviewed that, looked at forecasting that out to see what the impact on the city is going to be from a move forward basis?
Yeah, and I guess I'm, of course, with a reminder that the budget that we did put forward for this current year would be balanced. So it did include some estimate on wage increases. And I don't know if the Councillor Staben, you have anything else to add to that?
Well, I think I just read my emails there a little while ago that Mr. Park has a meeting scheduled now, I think for February 23rd. And we can certainly put that on the agenda and look at the total cost analysis of what we'd be moving forward.
Okay. I don't know if Mr. Park, you have anything to add there?
Yeah, I guess just that, as it was already said, that this was in anticipation with what was in the budget for 2021, and it's been, consistent with what we've traditionally seen over the last number of years in all our bargaining. As for going forward, I guess that's up for council. I guess just set the budgets going forward, but it would certainly be within the parameters of what we would normally expect to be able to achieve and to be able to manage.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Thank you. Next, Councillor Buckle, we have a lease agreement with 55 West Street.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the owner of 55 West Street approached the city in early 2019 and requested to purchase city land for more parking for their new development located at 55 West Street. It was discussed that the city would also enter into a lease agreement where the developer would be responsible to relocate the trailhead and construct 22 parking spots off Todd Street, which would include all subsurface work, site grading, retaining walls, drainage, and curb work at no cost to the city. In turn, the city sold a portion of city land they required for $1 for approximately 400 meters squared, and a lease and at least a total of 12 parking spots. 12 out of 22 in total. The city will meter the remaining 10 spots for 10 years at $1 a year, with the option to extend that period that they supply alternative downtown area. But when the parking was completed and the as-built drawings were done, the curb work at the east end of the parking lot was more extensive than the original design, leaving the quantity of usable parking spaces short by 10. So, Mr. Mayor, the motion is be it resolved to approve the request to amend the lease dated May 27, 2019 to reduce the required city parking spots from 10 to 8. I so move.
Okay, thank you. And it's just actually a reduction of 2 there, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
not 10.
Okay, would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions or comments on this item?
So just so that I'm clear, the reduction is on the city side and not on the business owner side, correct?
Yeah, that would be correct, right, Mr. Park?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Any other questions there?
So I guess we'll remove the meters as well from those two, or if we didn't have the meter yet, we just won't meter them.
Yep. Okay, any other questions on that one? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right?
Counterminded? Carried. Okay, and Councillor Buckle, we have an update, and this was a hastily prepared update today, of course, for our recreational facilities and winter carnival activities. If you would be so kind to give us an update there.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Every year, the city of Cornbrook participates in the Winter Carnival event hosted in the city. This event is ran by volunteers on the Winter Carnival Committee. However, the city won't typically host and sponsor an event. To keep the spirit of Winter Carnival alive, the city of Cornbrook and the Winter Carnival Committee are introducing the following activities, which will take place over the long weekend, February 19th to the 22nd. The Winter Carnival Committee are encouraging residents to decorate their homes and build snow sculptures, which will be judged on February 22nd. Residents can participate by taking a picture of their sculptures and sending it to the Carnival Committee with their civic addresses at cbwc@nf.aibn.com or by calling 632-LEAF or 5343. The Carnival Committee are encouraging residents to keep the spirit of the festival alive by doing common carnival activities like making a baked bean meal, making chili, face painting, and other things. These prompts will come from social media throughout the week. The City of Cornbrook will have a photo contest organized by our Recreation Department starting on Friday the 19th. Just as we did this past summer, residents will be encouraged to explore the city with their bubble and post photos of the locations by the end of the day on February 22nd. And more details to come later this week.
Yeah, very muted carnival celebration this year, of course. Supposed to be the big one, but it's good to keep these things alive, of course. And yeah, it's unfortunate that we have to do them a little more virtual than we would like, for sure. I don't know if anyone had any questions on that item.
Mr. Mayor, it'd be great to see all the residents just get out in their front yard now since we've got snow for the last week or so. Just make a little snowman out there and let people think of a carnival coming up next year, hopefully.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. Mr. Cumby, the city manager report. We have some items there to, I guess, inform the council and public about.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The city manager has approved a request by 103 Search and Rescue Squadron 9 Wingander to conduct low-level CH-149 Cormorant helicopter search and rescue exercises in the Cornerbrook area. This will occur within the city limits during February 24th to March 5th, 2021, in accordance with all applicable aviation and safety regulations. As per their request, the city will provide the logistical support of ensuring that the Massey Drive helicopter landing pad is clear of snow and the roadway to Captain's Cook Lookout is accessible by their vehicles. Our Director of Corrective Services, Todd Flynn, will be the point person from the city. He can be reached at telephone 637-1570 or email at tflynn@cornerbrook.com. I have a couple of delegations of authorities. Council has granted delegated authority to the city manager or acting city manager to execute contracts or agreements and applications on behalf of the organization, subject to the application, contract, or agreement being funded in the current year's operating or capital budget, and that the contract or agreement or application is for a term of 5 years or less. This process allows for efficient, effective management of council expenditures while having mechanisms in place to ensure accountability and a reporting process for each transaction. There are two tonight. One is the delegation of authority on the investigation of the concrete sills at City Hall, and it was for additional engineering services for phase 1 repairs on concrete sills at Cornerbrook City Hall for a value of $3,413.20. The other one is is there any questions on that one?
I do, Mr. Mayor.
Yep, go ahead.
What were the required additional engineering requirements, I guess, because we only approved this at the last, I think it was at the last meeting. So what's changed engineering wise between now and then?
I would hope that Mr. Carters might be able to help. If not, I can give you the details of it. I can email the details or bring them at the next meeting.
Mr. Charters, I don't know if you have something. Yes, go ahead.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, when the work was completed a week or so ago, we decided that we wanted the structural engineers to actually come out and have a look at it to ensure that it was done properly and that it was safe. So that's what you see there. It's a final inspection and sign off.
Oh, bless you.
Just a follow-up question, if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
So now that we've had our structural engineers come out and sign off on it, what type of warranty does that give us?
Mr. Charters?
I don't know the answer to that. I will have to find out.
If we could, and I guess the reason I'm asking the questions is, as everybody knows, the City Hall is not an old building. having these types of challenges this early in. I'm asking the question. So if we're going to have it inspected, the second should at least get some type of warranty as a result of the inspection. I guess having the engineer sign off on it is why I ask it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
So if we could get an answer for the next meeting, please.
Yeah, can do. Okay, any other questions on that one before we go to the other item? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just one thought on that. I guess the contractors that did the work in the last little while, they would be the company that would have to warrant the work that they did. I assume the engineers that came out and signed off on it, signed off and wrote their signature saying that the work was done to modern standard, to the standards that were set forth in the proposals or what it might have done. So I guess the engineers that signed off on it wouldn't be responsible for the warranty. It would be the contractors themselves that would have to put a warranty for it. Would that be correct, Mr. Charters?
Yes, that's typically how it works, but just to be sure, I will get an answer and send that to council.
Okay, and Councillor Chason, you had a question?
Yeah. Just a quick follow-up, I guess it's probably already been answered, but so the work that's done now would be guaranteed, or would they sign off that they would say that if anything happens to within the X number of years, are we going to put that in the contract? Or that's what,
I think
is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, well, that's, I guess, Mr. Charters is going to check and see, I guess, what assurances we have there.
We'll check and see exactly what's in the contract. So, I mean, we pushed this, we're quite diligent on this, but we'll just double check to see exactly what we have in the contracts.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Me? Because, I mean, if you look at, it's like Councillor Carey said, the building is not that old. I mean, did we not have any sign off on warranties or anything when we did? I think I asked this question at one of our last meetings, but I don't know if we really came up with an answer. Like, is there any, like when the building was built, was there any guarantees for a certain amount of time? Did something happen within that time that we could go back to them, or have we extended that warranty?
Basically, we've accepted substantial completion on the building, and we're out of warranty on that item.
So I guess it's like a car, right? Nothing goes wrong until the warranty is over, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Similar to that.
There are a number of peculiarities with the building for sure, and I think
absolutely.
I think that in this case here, there is an issue with the way that the sills perform in our weather and our climate. I guess it's the most important thing, of course, is to make sure that they don't fall down anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is outside of a warranty period, though. Yeah.
So, I guess Mr. Charter's going to look at a warranty for the next load, probably. Hopefully, we can get something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some construction typical warranties that are typically applicable there. But again, I don't know the details of the contract, but I will find that out.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, 3 or 4 years ago, I think, I'm not sure, maybe it was longer than that. I can remember we were having a few problems down at City Hall there, and the construction company at the time, if everybody recalled, or most members, I guess, recall, we had a inspection done on City Hall, and I think we signed off on what they had to repair it in. I guess this is part of the aging process. Everything starts to fall apart. But I don't know if all the other councillors can remember that. But right, it was 3 or 4 years ago that we did sign off on it. But the building, although Councillor Carey said it's a young building, it's 20 years old.
No,
No,
not that old yet.
no, it's not 20.
It was 11 years old.
11 years old. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It looks
11?
22. It looks 20 years old.
Oh, 11 years. I'm sorry. What did I say? 24? I was thinking about the games, I guess.
It's been a long year. Feels like 10 additional years.
Yes.
And
But anyway, and that's what happened, I think.
Mr. Mayor, Councillor Buckle is correct, but I guess we also signed off on a settlement, financial settlement, I guess, in lieu of some of the remaining work that needs to be done, was my understanding as well. Mr. Park can probably correct me if I'm inaccurate. Some of this wasn't included in that some of this may have been included in that financial settlement or not, I don't know.
Yeah, Mr. Park, I don't know if you do recall, or Mr. Charters.
Yeah, we did have a legal settlement in between the city, the engineering firm, and the builder. So everything that was identified at that time was resolved and part of that settlement. This wasn't identified as an issue at that time, and therefore would be outside of that. But in any case, we are beyond the normal warranty period anyway.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and Mr. Cumby, you have another one there?
I do, and the second one is the supply install of two 500 millimeter diameter DI sleeve couplings for temporary bypass line at the cost of $26.40 plus HST, or $6,000 total as quoted to AECL, and that is for a temporary bypass line.
Okay. Okay, any questions on that item? Okay, and as well, Mr. Cumby, if you could give us an update. We have been putting out some information and social media and news releases on city services, but if you could give us a breakdown of what's in light of this lockdown we're in from COVID-19, what exactly is happening with City Hall, if you would, please.
Sure. So right now, we have everybody that can work from home, working from home. We went through this last year, so people have the devices to work from home. If people need to come in here to get something or to do something that they cannot perform at home, it may be, planning people looking at some maps or things like that, then they would be able to make an arrangement with their supervisor. The Civic Center is closed to the public, and all services are closed there, and that's in accordance with the CMO's order. And we have required our building to close, and alternative arrangements are being made for tax collection as we near or tax payments, I should say, as we near the end of the deadline point. Senior staff and the directors, except for Dale, are coming in the building right now, and so we are, and Dale's working from home, and we are going to come in as each day, each morning we meet and talk about the issues that have arisen from the night before, and talk about how we address those issues. This was been settled down a bit today, but it's been a very fluid situation since Wednesday, and so I think we're finally settling down and have all the procedures in place. Regards to public works, again, people are being called from home, and that's to alleviate congestion at the depot and any unnecessary contacts that we don't need to make. I don't know if there are any other questions.
Yeah, and I guess I can give, for the benefit of the public out there, some just public measures. City Hall, of course, as you said, is closed to the public. The fire hall is closed, water treatment plant, pump depot, Civic Center, are all closed to the public. Our outdoor playgrounds are closed, but as before, we're keeping the trail network open for people to get out and recreate and clear their minds. The Adopt a Hydrant program is continuing as well. And there sounds like we're getting even more snow. So that would be a real help at this time as well for our public works team that is in an on-call basis. Garbage pickup is unaffected at this point. Transit is running at a reduced capacity for people per at any one time. And of course, we're taking the 12 to 1 p.m. period to do sanitization. As you mentioned, that it is tax season, and one benefit or a silver lining of having gone through this last year is that we have streamlined some of our processes online. So there is a lot of information on our website about that. You can pay through your telephone banking, online banking, as well with credit card via our webpage. We can make other arrangements. And if you have any questions on that, please contact customer service at 637-1500. And of course, you are able to drop off any payments at our secure drop box. They're the little red box at the Rotary Arts Center entrance in the parking lot side of the building. Of course, if you have any questions, please get in contact. We have a lot of our permits and other forms available on our website to facilitate, online instead of in person. But if you have any questions, please get in contact with our main line at 637-1500. And of course, if you have any issues like snow clearing or a water break or things like that, we always have someone answering the phones at 637-1666. And that line is available 24 hours a day. Please get in touch if you see any problem. Okay, any questions or any counselors, anyone, any other information that you think public needs to know on our COVID operations? Okay, one last item that's very, it's very timely is the municipal election, of course, is coming up in September. So this is a very timely item. It is in light of COVID, staff have been investigating other voting measures and opportunities for our residents. And it's, we're seeing that the problems that can occur in a COVID situation right now. And so I'll just bring this forward for you. The municipal election will take place on September 28th, 2021. Staff are recommending amendments to some of our election processes to allow for alternate voting options. Staff have been evaluating the impact of COVID-19 and what impact it could potentially have on our election processes. Subsequently, we have been consulting with municipal affairs and other municipalities in the province to identify and develop processes to safely facilitate the election with the goal of protecting the health and safety of election workers and voters. There's a likelihood that COVID-19 may affect voter turnout in the upcoming election, as some voters may not feel safe attending a polling station in person. And to address this and strive to increase voter participation, staff have been assessing alternate voting options, including vote by mail, and increasing the number of advanced polls. Changes to the advanced poll option would require an amendment to the Municipal Elections Act. Curbside voting and internet voting are other alternative voting options, but again, they would require an amendment to the Municipal Elections Act, which of course is a provincial act and out of the city's control. Section 54, though, of the Municipal Election Act provides authority for council to pass a resolution authorizing vote by mail process. So should council wish to exercise this option, council will be required to enact regulations with respect to a mail-in voting system of voting to carry out the election. A regulation made under the Municipal Election Act applies to all elections for the council that made the regulation. A draft regulation has been prepared and will be subject to legal review. And it is attached, or it is, yes, it is. So therefore, I guess I would invite someone to resolve to authorize authorize the vote by mail process for the municipal general election. And we can begin some discussion on that if someone would like to do that.
So moved, then, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that? Any seconders? I'm not.
Mr. Mayor, not sure what we will be seconding there.
It's a motion.
It's a motion, but are we voting for the motion or the resolution that's I'm reading in front of me here?
we would have to pass and go through the normal process for a bylaw if we authorize staff to investigate this option. Marina, is that correct?
In order to go by vote by mail, council would have to pass a resolution to approve it. And should that be the case, then we'd bring forward a regulation at a later date in terms of how that process will work.
Right, so there would be opportunity for councillors as well as city staff and probably members of the public to look at how this process would unfold. Because I surely don't want to vote tonight for a process to have mail-in ballots. And if we don't go to a full established process by which it becomes flawless, because no one wants to be involved in a mail-in ballot system that's more flawless than any current system that we might have. And we're seeing some issues that are rising currently tonight and this past week with regard to the provincial election or the extension of voting ballots post-election day. So what we're saying is that when we vote.
Well, can we get guys, point of order there. Can we get a motion, just second the motion so we can begin a debate? Or
I seconded it, I thought, Mr. Mayor, for debate.
okay. You might have been on mute, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess we've been looking at the provincial election process, plus we've been looking at, there's been several municipal elections that have taken place during the pandemic. So in addition to that, we're in contact with St. John's to see how their vote by mail process works. And we're working with other mainly urban municipalities on the vote by mail process. So it's evolving and, we're trying to get it right. There'll always be challenges with any election process, particularly the voters list, but that's issues we're trying to address at this stage. And we're trying to, extend as much social distancing so we can get the advanced polls more days. Right now, we're permitted to have 1 day, up to 2 days, which we would avail of. But, the practice I've seen in other municipalities is to extend it, if possible, up to a week. So that's what we'd be also lobbying to the province.
Right.
Yes. So basically, staff will go away, do a piece of work, and a recommendation will come back for a vote of council sometime between now and election of in 2021. Would that be accurate?
Yeah. To be honest, we really need to try to make a determination within months because there's a readiness then to for staff. Plus, the Election Act also stipulates some of the timelines. So we've been working on this for past month, just doing our research and whatnot. So hopefully we'll have something to council within the next council meeting, and that'll be a notice of motion, and then there'd be a final vote on the vote by mail process.
Yeah, that was my question at the beginning. I just want to make sure that we were clear on what process we were going to follow, because we're all in agreement, I do believe. Well, I'll speak for myself that we need to be able to make sure that as many people as possible are able to vote in whatever election we're talking about, whether it's a provincial, federal, or municipal election, and whatever we can do to make it easier and get more people the opportunity to vote, well, then that's only a plus for democracy and a plus for everyone. So I just want to clarify the process that we were going to go through.
Yep.
Yes, and the traditionally in-person voting at this stage, we hope will be able to take place as well. So we'll try to put as many mechanisms in place to facilitate that as well. So we'll look at increasing polling stations if necessary, but we're looking at all the options. So we certainly know that the democratic right of the voters is important and paramount.
Yeah. Councillor Chase, on you the question?
I think Marina may have answered it. So it just wouldn't be totally 100% mail-in. We'd have a variety. What we're looking for is a variety of different things, different ways we can vote. So we probably still keep so much of it, but mail-in.
The traditional in-person voting is still on the table, but just in the event that a situation occurs that people don't want to go to the polling stations for whatever reason.
So we're going to give them that option.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think and that's the thing, I think that this is an addition to other methods that we would currently use. So in addition to an advanced poll, or even, I guess, some of the more obscure, like the proxy ballots and things like that, we could add a mail-in ballot either by request or or some other way to try and mitigate the problems that we're seeing in this, COVID-19 environment. I think that's the intention.
So, Mr. Mayor, all we're doing, Mr. Mayor, is giving staff the authority to investigate the process of what other options we can have for September 28th. And all things will come back to council for final approval.
Yes.
Right.
Mr. Mayor, if I can, that's not what the motion says.
Sorry, Councilor Garrett?
That's not what the motion says, Mr. Mayor. And to Councillor Granter's point, and it's a very valid point, and one that council needs to be cautious of, and Councillor Stephen has just raised the same question. If you read the motion, it says, be it resolved, authorize a vote by mail process for a municipal general election. It doesn't say to investigate. It doesn't say to bring it back to council. It says to authorize. So we vote to accept the motion as it's presented tonight. We are authorizing vote by mail process.
Yeah.
But it still requires a regulation in order for it to be fully implemented.
Absolutely it does, because it'll require change to the act under section 54, as you alluded to a moment ago. But if we vote on this tonight, we are actually voting to authorize a vote by mail process. We're not voting to investigate or to review a vote by mail process or other measures of voting, for example, increasing the number of advance polls or looking at other types of initiatives. We're actually approving a vote by mail process.
I think what we can do is maybe we can solve this problem very easily. And maybe Councillor Staben would be willing to reword his motion or adjust his motion to authorize staff to move forward in investigating the vote by mail and bringing forward a bylaw for council review and approval.
So, Mr. Mayor, as that was my post-amble instead of a preamble, I'm quite prepared to make that motion that we use the word investigate moving forward.
Okay, and again, would that, and I guess, who seconded that one?
I did, Mr. Mayor.
Would you be comfortable with that, Councillor Carey?
Absolutely, because all we're really doing is we're adding authorized staff to investigate a vote by mail process. No difficulty with that word.
Okay, and Marina, would that be suffice at this point?
Sure. I guess the next step that I'd have to look at is bringing in the draft regulation. And like I say, we do have some timeframes within the Municipal Election Act in order to bring that in. And plus, in order for staff to, should council want to go that route, to get that process in place, we'll have to get some contracts with external providers with respect to helping us facilitate that process. So we will need a decision of council in a timely manner in order to implement this as well.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Mayor, I'm not saying I'm against the motion. It's just that I think we need to be cautious here.
Yeah.
For the benefit.
Councillor Chason, you had a question?
Yeah, I guess I would also like to see, I mean, not in the motion per se, but this would just be a part of the election process. Like when I read that it is resolved to authorize a vote by mail process, to me that says, oh my goodness, I'm by myself too long. That says to me that we're only going to do a mail-in vote for the election, a mail-in ballot for the election. But when
it's just an alternate voting option. That's what
okay, so could that be in it also? Would be an alternate voting? Because a motion is a motion. We know what a motion means, right?
I think the motion to investigate and bring forward a regulation on that would be the first step that would suffice. And again, as we said, council has to review and approve any regulation on this. The exact how that I agree with you completely, Councillor Chason, in terms of the practicality of it, that it has to be another option. It's not the only option.
It's not the option. That's not what we want. Like it's not the end.
In other jurisdictions, that's typically the case, that there is an option for in-person voting as well. So I guess I think we're all on the same page in how we would like to see mail-in voting play a role. But let's get Marina and her team and our legal to get something together for our perusal, I think.
Sure, Mr. Chair, I guess we'll find this admin committee coming up, so we can probably bring the draft regulation to that as well.
Yeah.
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 And then we'll, yeah,
If-
question.
Okay, just a comment, I guess. If we're looking at different venues to have it, like September, we probably could have some outdoor tents open. I don't know, is that an option, or would it be an option for us for how to do it safely if we're under these strict measures that we're under right now?
And,
I mean, that's a long time away. I mean, could be snow next September, God only knows, right? But
I know
No.
curbside voting has been done in another municipality, but, hopefully, and again, if you were going that route, that would require an amendment to the Municipal Election Act. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of dialogue with the province over the next
I know the municipalities.
months, and I'm sure they're going to be trying to find all the options as well. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
okay,
Just
Any other
one
questions?
comment, if I may, Mr. Mayor. I was
yeah, go ahead.
going to be a whole bunch of learnings from the election process over the next 30 days.
Why?
And I'll leave it there, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, we realize as well, I guess, that in thinking about this today, I was glancing at the Municipal Elections Act, of course, which governs our elections. And there's a number of things there that would have to be, should be updated as well if the province is going to delve into the Elections Act itself. So it is, we're in a unique circumstance right now for sure. Okay, so any other questions there? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right?
Counterminded? Carried. Thank you all very much. Stay safe, of course. We are still in a lockdown situation, so remember to follow the CMO's advice, as I've heard many times, to the letter and to the spirit. But it will be just fine. I think we all agree, as long as we follow the rules that we're given and do our part. So thank you all very much. I will declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you,
Safe,
Mr. Mayor.
everyone. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
The Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with